Right, everyone. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the elusive stop whistle and a couple of ways how we can go about incorporating it into our training, how we can get the dog understanding what it means, and what is a proper stop whistle. So, what is that stop whistle? Well, I quite often say to people when they're asking about the sit whistle, can you walk along with your hands in your pockets, change nothing about your movement, just either say verbally sit or blow that stop whistle, and does that dog sit? So most people, if they can just about do it, they'll also do some sort of body gesture even without realizing it, which the dog then picks up on. So you should be able to walk along, hands in your pockets, blow that stop whistle, and the dog just sits. Let's try that again. So no change in body posture at all. I'm not doing a little tug on the lead. Good boy. So for example, a lot of time people will go like that. What I want you to be able to do is walk along, hands in your pockets, not holding the lead, just blow your stop whistle and the dog sits. Let's do that one more time. Good boy, Billy, well done, good boy. So we're gonna walk up here. I'll turn. I didn't move one part of my body. Okay, my hand stayed by my side. All I did was blow my stop whistle. I didn't change my pace. So I'm going to show you the steps now of how I go about doing that. Right, so sit. The first thing is you must have that dog walking on a slack lead. Then what we're looking to do is every time we want to make that dog sit, we're going to be looking to do a tug down the center line of the dog's back. I've talked about this in previous videos. When you're prompting your dog to sit, don't pull up and towards your hip. You should be pulling back and outwards, and you're trying to time that tug with your stop whistle. I'm not going to do too much on this because I've covered this in previous videos. But I'm going to try and show you now. Heel. Here we go. So we're walking along. We're going to tug our lead and we're going to pull back. And we're trying to time that tug with that stop whistle at the same time. So it's not tug, then stop whistle, or stop whistle, then tug. We're looking to time those together. So I'll do that again. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Keep on it. See, look where my hand is finished. Everyone does this and they pull the dog's head towards them so they finish like this. When you come to a halt, the dog should sit in the direction that you are going. Boy, he's finding this a bit strange because I don't do this with him now because we've done this in the past. Okay, so that's the first stage, is that we're trying to time a good stop. The second part is, so we'll do this next part. Good boy, come on. Try not to confuse him too much. Yeah. So I want to do a sit and then turn and face the dog. So I'll do that the other way. Come on. Be a bit easier. And I want to be able to stand here in front of the dog with my hand up. The dog's finishing straight on me. So that's stage 2. So once I've done stage 2, what I want to be able to do is keep moving. So I'll show you that now. Good boy, heel, heel. And when I say keep moving, I almost say to people to fall back. So as you're tugging, you want to take a couple steps back and fall back. Not too far, otherwise you'll probably make him move, which you don't want. Good lad, good lad. So let me do that one more time for you. Here. And fall back. Don't need to do any further than this at this stage. Good boy, well done. Right, he's thinking, why am I doing all this? Okay, so stage 3, what I'm going to do next, I want to be able to carry on for a bit further. Sit, Good boy. Okay, so I'm just carrying on back. So when I reapproach the dog, I want to do it calmly. Keep my hand up, reassure him, good boy, well done. Sit, good boy. The problem is, you can go back towards them quite quick where you're pleased with them and what they've done, and then you make the move. So the next stage is I want to be doing side steps. So I'm going to show you that now. Got him, got him. And this is because eventually I want to be walking just straight forwards. Good boy, well done. Good boy. The test was in the way. Good boy, got him. So I'm going to do that again. Here, got him. Now the whole point is getting the dog to sit whilst there is still movement. Later on, it's you going to be hunting the dog and then stepping in and stopping the dog. So the dog's the bit that's doing the moving. But to bridge that in training, I like to make the movement. So the next stage would be walk along, turn around, lots in 2000. And I build on this and build on this until eventually I'm going to try and show you the next stage. Come on, Billy. Right, so I'm going to try. Sometimes this is what I do. I run. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Now, I don't know if you've noticed in his body language, this can be quite hard on them when you do quite a lot of it. And so he's gone a little bit like that. But I don't normally do it in this sort of condensed level, you see. It'd be very gradual over weeks and weeks and weeks I'd work on this. And he's thinking, what the hell am I doing? This isn't my normal training. Okay, but because he can do it all, I don't need to practice it regularly. I'll be doing it through other things now. But just be mindful of that. It can be quite a lot of pressure on them, especially when you're learning and making lots of mistakes. I get this with a lot of my online clients, is like you get obsessive about trying to fix something, but where you do that and you work so hard at it, you then start to cause problems around that by pushing too hard. I tend to be quite sporadic with what I do, small amounts here and there. Because I don't personally have to practice what I'm doing, I can be quite sporadic. But when you're first learning, you don't have, I always say to people, you don't have like that dog to practice on before you then have a go on your proper dog. And so it can be quite hard, and so just be mindful of that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, me trying to show you how one of the early stages I go about inserting that sit and that stop. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Any questions, stick them down in the description below and I'll do my best to answer those. Anyway, happy training, guys. Come on in.